The moon has inspired thousands of poems, songs, dreams, and wishes. It is especially bewitching when it is full, hanging like a golden lantern in summer, creating daylight on a snowy winter night. Human fascination with our moon has always existed. Our moon, our only natural satellite, formed 4.5 billion years ago when a Mars-sized planetoid collided with a still molten proto-Earth. Debris from this collision spun off to eventually form our moon, a constant companion, our very own keeper of the tides and muse for myths. This shared cosmological and geological past forever links the Earth and moon in a dance that has consequences on our planet and uncanny timing. A bulge of water pulling toward and away from the moon gives coastal areas their high and low tides each day. While the Earth rotates about every 24 hours on its axis and revolves around the sun every 365 days, the moon has the same rotation and revolution rate, 29.5 days. Our word for month derives from this time period observed by our ancestors. We always see the same side of the moon because of this timing. The locked rotational timing and our viewing position on Earth presents a view of the moon that appears to change shape. Depending on where we are in the lunar cycle, it can look like a banana, a D, or my favorite, a beautifully lit complete circle. But we know the moon is a sphere, a ball that is always half illuminated by the sun. The apparent growing and shrinking pattern has given rise to myths, poetry, paintings, prophecies, and maybe even murder. Ancient humans knew the moon followed a predictable pattern and probably utilized its regularity in multiple ways: hunting, harvesting, planting, ceremony, migration, to name a few. Tens of thousands of years ago, our ancestors were tracking the moon cycles. Evidence is found the world over in the form of inscribed bones, painted cave walls, massive pyramids, and henges. Our ancestors saw the reflection of the moon's circular cycle, echoed in other circles found in nature: seasons, tree rings, sunflowers, a spider's web, a pregnant belly, an egg. With the Enlightenment and the expansion of science, humans studied and mapped the moon from afar, then from up close, and even brought moon rocks back to Earth. We learned about chemical compositions, gravitational pull, and tidal influences of our moon. Our journey to the moon and subsequent collection of data, along with light pollution and technology, has created a divide between us and the true nature of the moon. In most of our lives, the moon has taken a back seat to our screens and 24-hour lives, becoming a lovely trinket to remark on when it happens to be a supermoon or part of an eclipse. But there exists another secret life of the moon, one that involves a cast of characters like scorpions, sea goats, bulls, and crabs, set against the backdrop of our glittering Milky Way. In this life, the moon travels through the heavens, passing through the 12 signs of the zodiac every month. Each sign has certain attributes, whether it's good for planting root vegetables, cutting your hair, traveling, castrating your cows, and a million other activities. I use the moon's phase and its position in the stars to plan my garden every year. Starting seeds, transplanting seedlings, pruning, weeding, and harvesting are all done with the moon in mind. Each lunar cycle offers me the opportunity to work with the moon's energy. What I fail on in one cycle, I can try again in the next, and so on and so on. This way of perceiving our work offers the grace of starting over, a blank slate, a rebirth each lunar cycle. It also offers the chance for us to actively participate in the cycles of our natural world. My fascination with the moon has evolved from a casual admiration to a full-on obsession. About 4 years ago, I embarked on a magical self-improvement journey that uses ritual, writing, and careful attention to the phases of the moon. Unlike the sun's overt, fiery presence, the moon offers a cool, watery space for reflection and dreaming. About a year into my journey, the great solar eclipse of 2017 occurred. It was a natural phenomenon that became one of the most profound experiences in my life. I watched as the shadow of the moon swept toward me across a giant hillside in southern Illinois. I stood bathed in that strange, eerie half-light created by the occultation of the sun and felt the pure awe that our ancestors must have felt when observing such an event. Imagine a night sky unpolluted by electric lights, with so many stars that you may not recognize the most common constellations. This sky was the map, calendar, and church of ancient civilizations. Worship of the moon and celebrations of certain full moons have occurred for thousands of years. Most cultures around the world have a moon god or goddess, and examples of moon myths are recorded from every continent. In China, the Mid-Autumn Festival is celebrated on a full moon night with lanterns and circular mooncakes, representing completeness and reunion. The triple-faced goddess appears in many cultures as one who embodies the three phases of a woman's life: maiden, mother, crone. While this description doesn't fit everyone, it can be translated into the cycle of birth, life, and death that all of us experience. Every small and large cycle in our lives can benefit from the lunar energy specific to starting, maintaining, finishing, and reflecting. Teaching about the moon from a scientific and esoteric point of view is an important part of my cycle right now. I use the moon's energy in my private practice and for personal goals with the knowledge that renewal, rebirth, and reawakening are offered every 30 days. I love to encourage others to use the moon's energy to create change in their life. We all have times of grief and struggle, but the moon is always there for us, constant, reliable, yet mysterious and ancient. Because the moon's cycles have evolved along with human beings, I think of her as the ultimate life coach. She's the keeper of secrets, the beautiful goddess of dreams, sailing across the night sky. Tonight, the moon is 96% full. I invite you to take a moment when you leave to look up. Werewolves, lunacy, and green cheese aside, the moon has a message for you, if you are willing to listen. Thank you.